Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, as you can probably see on your screen, is the Milano SMG, and as you probably guessed by the title and by the thumbnail, it's going to be a Milano best class setup today. And the reason I'm doing this isn't through, personally myself wanting to actually get this class setup. I hadn't even worked on the gun, I hadn't even leveled up the gun before this, but on one of my previous videos, one of you guys did request for me to make a Milano best class setup, and so I went out of my way, started leveling this thing up, and managed to put together a pretty good class setup in my opinion, with a gameplay, so you guys will be seeing a gameplay to showcase this class setup and why I believe this class setup is the current best class setup for the Milano SMG. And I'm also going to be discussing in today's video, in today's gameplay, about the Milano SMG and why I don't think it's quite there as an SMG, okay? I'm not going to sit there and act like this gun isn't amazing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that this is the best SMG in the game, because it isn't, okay? There are like 4 or 5 SMGs, and there's only like 4 or 5 SMGs in the game. So you're probably realizing that I think this is one of the worst SMGs in the game, okay? Personally speaking, I didn't enjoy this gun. I didn't enjoy using it in pubs, but I got round to it. I made the best of it, and I used this SMG. So let's just go into it, okay? Let's showcase the class setup and what I'm using to make what I believe is currently the best Milano SMG class setup. So first of all, the sight being the Microflex LED, the muzzle being the infantry compensator, the barrel being the 10.1 reinforced heavy, the underbarrel being the foregrip, and then finally for the stock, the Raider stock. And that's all you need, in my personal opinion, to make the best Milano SMG setup. And you'll probably realise, obviously we only have 5 attachments, because currently we are using the wildcard perk read for the 6 perks, because these perks are a crutch in pubs, okay? You need flak, you need tack, you got people throwing stuns everywhere, you got people throwing nades everywhere, C4s, launchers, you know, doing their camo challenges. So you're going to need those two, and then top of that, Ninja and Ghost, you want to be off the radar and you want to be silent. So they're pretty massive and massively important in my opinion. So that's why most of my setups do include just the 5 attachments. But you can use this SMG with the 5 attachments. I do personally think you could probably, you know, warrant using 8 attachments, but it's up to you whether you want to be on the radar or not be silent. You know, you have to make these difficult choices, and personally I'd rather have my perks and just make the best of this SMG that I personally can. But in today's video, you will be seeing a 14-5 gameplay in the background, whilst I discuss why I chose these attachments and why I believe these attachments make this setup the best setup possible for the Milano, whilst also discussing what I feel is wrong with the SMG and what needs to be done to make this SMG more viable, because I do believe this gun needs a buff. Because in the beta, it was a pretty good gun, but in the full game, unfortunately, this SMG is in the bottom half of the SMG category. So yeah, let's get right into today's gameplay. Alright, welcome back guys, and welcome to the gameplay section of today's video, where you get to see a 14-5 gameplay in the background using my Milano best class setup. And first thing to point out, as you can see, I joined midway through like the first round, and unfortunately the other team has called in a chopper and a few kill streaks. You'll see that in a second. It makes it quite difficult for me to get anything going here in the first half, but you'll see we get to the second half. The other team caps a few fags, I believe, and yeah, we get to the second half and then we just take over. Okay, we change the lobby, we help our team out a bit, and as you see, there was a chopper in the sky, and there's not much I could do. That's why I'm stuck in this room at the moment. But yeah, this is a 40-5 gameplay, so enjoying that in the background whilst we discuss my Milano best class setup, kind of talking you through why I chose my attachments and why I believe my setup is the best setup currently as of me making this recording, because I personally believe the Milano is due a buff, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. This is a best class setup for the Milano, just because I was requested by someone in a previous YouTube video to go about making a Milano class setup, so I did that for him, and I hope he enjoys this video. So if you do see it, let me know. Let me know in the comment section below if you do enjoy this class setup. But personally speaking, from my personal experience, this SMG is not very good, okay? Now, this SMG was very good in the beta, but unfortunately has not carried over to the full game. The full game, this is one of the worst SMGs, okay? There's just so much wrong with it, in my opinion, that needs changing to make it quite viable. And the things that it has going for it, such as it does have the lowest ADS time in the category, but that's not much of a difference. That's not really going to help you kill people faster, you know? That's just going to help you aim down sight faster. And if you're caught off guard, you know, with bad sprint out time and stuff, it's not really a big difference. So personally, it needs a buff in the recoil category for starters. I think the recoil is very all over the place. The damage output is pretty good, I believe, and the fire rate I think is just about okay. It could possibly do with a buff there, but there's a few things that need to make this gun good. But I'm going to talk about attachments and why I chose them on this setup. So first of all, the Microflex LED. I personally do not enjoy the iron sights on this gun. I tried using them the best I could because I wanted to free up an attachment. I don't like using a sight if I feel like I don't need to. But unfortunately, I just couldn't get to grips with the iron sights on this gun. I'm sure some of you could, so feel free to not use the microflex LED. And in my personal opinion, either change to, I don't know, a 5mW laser or something else just that'll give you a bigger like benefit, such as increasing the ADS time further, or having better hip fire, or even a bigger magazine if you really feel you need to. But personally, I don't like the sight, so I went with the microflex LED. Perfect sight in my opinion to help me just be more accurate in those gunfights. Again, with the iron sights, was just struggling to get myself to be on target with the iron sights. Next up, the muzzle. So, like I spoke about, the recoil pattern of this gun is so all over the place, okay? And what you need to do is take down that vertical recoil, okay? The vertical recoil is quite high on this gun, so I had to go with the infantry compensator. Yes, this comes across of the horizontal recoil, which is also quite high. So again, we're gonna have to fix that as well. But yes, I went with the infantry compensator. 12% bonus to our vertical recoil. Again, we've got to get that recoil down. That's one of the big issues with this gun right now. The damage output's good, but you've got to keep it on target, and that's one of the biggest problems with this gun. So yeah, definitely put on the infantry compensator. Next up, I went the 10.1 reinforced heavy. This was something that I struggled with quite a bit, okay? I messed around with so many of these barrels, and the problem is just taking away aim walking movement speed and taking away like for instance the task force. It gives you more damage, which is fantastic, but it adds so much more recoil that it's not worth using, okay? It just makes the gun absolutely unusable at that point. Rifled, again, it's okay, 25% extra damage range with a 5% sprint and move speed penalty. But the biggest problem with this gun as well, the bullet velocity, okay? It has extremely low bullet velocity. It's one thing you need to know, it's really out of the gate, okay? 225 bullet velocity. Most guns are about 500 in this game, and anything below 500 in my opinion is not very good. You're not going to be getting those kills at those longer ranges, medium ranges. It's gonna feel like lag essentially. You're gonna be wondering where your bullets are going if someone's like running across you. You're not gonna know where you're gonna have to aim slightly in front of them, which you do not want to be doing. So I went with the 10.1 reinforced heavy just to improve that effective damage range, because it does have a decent effective damage range, and on top of that, 80% bullet velocity. Yes, we lose the aim walking move speed and sprint and move speed, which you are going to feel. It is going to feel quite slow, but don't worry, we have attachments to fix that coming up in a second. So next up, underbarrel. Again, like I spoke about recoil, the horizontal recoil needed fixing, and most of these other grips just have too much of a negative in my opinion to actually be worth using. For instance, I tried the field agent grip. I wanted to improve the vertical and the horizontal at the same time even further, and it's great, it does reduce the recoil, but your shooting move speed is such a dramatic decrease that you're just stationary, you know, you're just not going to be able to move side to side, and it's an SMG, you need to be able to strafe side to side in those gunfights, and you're just not going to be able to do that with the field agent grip. So me personally, I went with the full grip, plus 15% bonus to your horizontal recoil control. Helps make the recoil pattern more in line, more controllable. As you can see, I am hitting those longer ranges. Again, it's not perfect, I'm not going to sit here and act like it's perfect and it's a laser beam. It is a lot more easier to control, it's a lot more usable in my opinion. But again, until we get a buff for this gun, which I do believe it is warranted because of how good other guns are, like the AK-74U, the MP5, the Bullfrog, even the new gun, the little, what is it, the Uzi? No, the MAC-10, sorry. Those guns are all outclass this gun. I'm not going to pretend that this gun is an absolute world beater, because it just simply isn't. But go with the full grip, 100%. You need to improve that horizontal recoil. And then finally, the stock, okay? This stock is basically going to be used in most of my videos, but it's an important stock in pretty much assault rifles, SMGs. If you can, you got to use it, which is the Raider stock. Now, this will be called something different maybe for different areas, but it is the final stock you unlock. Plus 30% sprint to fire time, and the plus 10% aim walking movement speed. So we improve the aim walking movement speed. We make it so we don't feel like we're stuck in mud, you know, we can move, we can strafe a little bit more. We're not going to be able to strafe that a little bit faster in gunfights, but it will help out when you're trying to go around corners and stuff and pre-aim and peek things. And then on top of that, the plus 30% sprint to fire time. Again, you got to get the sprint to fire time now. 350 milliseconds, not the greatest. Again, it's an SMG. You want to be running around. You want to be running a gun. That's kind of what an SMG is meant for. Again, this gun isn't the most amazing thing. It's not a good like assault rifle hybrid. It's not a fantastic, you know, SMG that's going to kill like super fast up close. But you got to improve these things. So sprint to fire time improved, aim walking movement speed improved. And yeah, that's the class setup for the Milano. Again, my final thoughts on the gun. I personally don't like this gun. This was honestly not a great gun to use, okay? And you can imagine, like, with the lobbies I have, you know, because again, I don't reverse boost, you guys don't know that. I don't think I'll be able to actually put the card tracking below, but I'm going to do it anyway. You guys let me know if you actually see my stats on that thing, because I don't believe that it's actually tracking my stats or something. I don't know. I can't actually view my own stats, so you have to let me know down below. But yeah, personal thoughts, this gun needs a buff. It does not outclass other SMGs. But it has potential, okay? It has the range, it has good range, it has good damage, I believe. Just the fire rate and the recoil pattern of this gun is very lacking compared to other SMGs. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you like my class setup. Definitely give my class setup a shot. Try it out. See what you think of it. Change a few things around if you feel like my class setup isn't good for you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe notifications on, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!